Today's class is a seated practice, and this one is specifically for tight spines, tight hips, glutes, and lower backs. We're going to do a lot of focus on the hamstrings and the quadriceps. So you'll see I have a blanket to sit on. You don't need one. If you do feel like your hips or your lower back are tight, having a little elevation helps release the knees down a little bit easier. It helps open up the hips a little bit kinder, and it helps you sit up a little bit taller. So if you don't have a blanket, you can always use a firm pillow or like a beach towel. So we're gonna get started with just finding a nice comfortable seat. Okay? Crossing the legs. We're gonna take the palms on your knees, lift the shoulders up, back, and down, and then soften through your elbows. We're just gonna begin to close your eyes. Just begin to bring the attention to the sound of your breath. Nice long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose. And nice long, slow, deep breaths out your nose if you're able to. Just connecting to the breath. Calming your mind. Just allowing yourself to just be present with the sensations of your body, with the sensations of the breath. Just taking 2 more nice big deep breaths in through your nose and exhaling out your nose if you're able to. And 1 more big deep breath in, and exhaling, release. And we'll just begin to reopen your eyes, keeping the hands on your legs. So just pay attention to which shin is in front of you if your legs are crossed. Take a nice big deep breath in, open up the front of the spine, roll the shoulders down, bring the shoulder blades towards one another, and if you're able to, lift your chin. So it's a little seated cat-cow. As you exhale, gently reverse, tuck the chin round your spine. Inhale, opening the front of the body, shoulders press down. Exhale, rounding back. Now if it's uncomfortable on your neck to look up, just look straight ahead. So the inhale opens, the exhale rounds. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. 1 more. Exhale. And we'll come to a nice long straight spine. Take a big deep breath and reach the arms up. And as you exhale, take your left arm down. Right arm is going to reach up and over. Make sure you really soften into that left shoulder. Inhale, sweeping it up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, back to your first side. Lengthening the side bodies, inhaling it up. Exhale, other side. So we'll come into a little twist here. Inhale, reaching it up, belly is pulling in. So you exhale, turning towards your left. Right hand is going to come to the outside of your left leg. Left hand comes behind you, looking over the back shoulder if you're able to. So this is a belly twist, so don't worry so much about where your focal point is. We want to keep the neck in line with your spine. Take a big deep breath in, unwind and come back to the center. Exhale, switching your sides. And relax the shoulders away from the ears. Big deep breath in, slowly unwinding back to the center. 1 more time, each direction. Exhale. Inhale, back to the center. Last time for now. Exhale. And inhale, unwinding, coming back to the center. As we exhale, slowly release your arms. We're going to switch the crossing the legs, and we'll do that same sequence again. Right, so you might find that one shin comes in front easier, one hip might be tighter than the other. That is very normal. Right, lift your sitting bones up, reset yourself nice and flat. Relax the shoulders down. We'll take the hands back onto the knees gently to come back to those cat-cows. So we'll do 5. We'll take a big deep breath in, open the front of the body. Exhale, rounding back. And again, inhale, opening the front of the body. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, last one, inhale, exhale. And then come back to a nice long straight spine. Inhale, sweep the arms up, exhale, left arm drops, right arm reaches back to those seated half moons. Inhale, floating it up, exhale, other side. Inhale, reaching it up one more time each direction, exhale. Inhaling it up, exhale, coming into those twists. Inhale, sweeping it up, exhale, little twist towards the left. Right hand comes to that left leg, and left hand behind. Inhale, unwind and come back to the center. Exhale, switching side. Inhale, unwinding back to the center. Last time, exhale, back to the left. Inhale, sweeping it up. Exhale, back to the right. Inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, slowly begin to release. We're going to begin to extend your legs out in front. So I'm going to turn sideways. So again, if you have your blanket to sit on, great. If not, that is fine too. Coming into what's called staff pose. So we want to be able to make sure that we're sitting nice and tall. Flex through your feet, soften the back of the knees down, but just make sure that the knees are not locking. Okay, sitting up nice and tall, take a big deep breath in, reach the arms up, draw the shoulders down, pull the belly in. And as we exhale, reach up through the fingertips, begin to extend yourself forward, and then begin to release your arms. So don't worry so much about dropping. We want to think lift up and lengthen, and then just let the hands come down wherever they can. Right, we're going to fold in just a moment, but if you start finding that you're rounding and hunching, lift and lengthen. Right, so the heart extends over the feet. Slightly tuck the chin in. Right, so you're more or less staring at your feet as if they are very, very interesting. Take one more big deep breath in here. Exhale completely. Inhale, and begin to lengthen the spine forward. Imagine trying to bring your heart through your feet. And then as you exhale, now we'll begin to fold. So this is where you're going to really start to notice it's coming into the hamstrings. So to keep the shoulders relaxed, turn the palms up so that way you're not grabbing and pulling yourself down. Soften through your elbows and just begin to let the head relax, keeping the neck in line with your spine. Take one more big deep breath in here for your seated forward fold. And we'll turn the palms down onto the shins. Take a big deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, slowly folding, and crown of the head moves forward. And taking your right hand to the outside of your left shin or your ankle. You can always go to the thigh as well. Relax your shoulder down, soften into that right elbow. Keep the feet flexed. Take a big deep breath in. Start to reach that left arm out as we exhale, gently opening into a twist. Relax the shoulders down. So if it's uncomfortable to take that back arm so far behind you, you can always just bend your elbow. Just keep the palm open. Okay, and then you can look towards that left hand. You can just look to the side, or you can look towards your feet. And keep the feet flexed and imagine that you're trying to press your feet in towards the wall in front of you. One more big deep breath in here. Exhale, slowly begin to unwind. Now we're going to take that left hand, cross it over the right, and then gently fold, rounding into the back. So this is going to broaden your upper back and get into some of those tight places around your shoulder blades. You take a nice big deep breath and lengthen the spine. Now we're going to keep that left hand where it is. Begin to release your right hand. Inhale, find length for the spine. Reach that right arm out. And then exhale, lift up and open, twisting to the right. You can draw the shoulders away from the ears, bending that elbow if you need to. Right, so we want to twist from the spine, not from the neck. Okay, So don't worry about your focal point. Find a place that you can look, that your neck is in line with your spine. There's no pressure on the back of the head. One more big deep breath in here. And exhale, right arm is going to cross over the left, gently beginning to fold. And breathing into the back of the body. Now we'll begin to release the hands. If you can take the hands on the shins or the ankles or pointer finger, middle finger to the big toes, whichever works best for you. Right? You don't have to reach the toes. Nothing magical happens when you get there. It's really about where can you reach easiest. Okay. Relax your shoulders down and keep your gaze down. Take one more big inhale here. Lengthen that spine. Now I want you to again think about the center of the chest extending forward. So you're lengthening out of the spine. And then exhale, slowly begin to fold. Again, folding to your own degree. And we'll begin to release the hands. Inhale, lengthen the arms out in front. Exhale, slowly lift. And we'll gently begin to release. Okay, so we're going to come up off your blanket. We'll begin to make your way onto your back. Okay, so once you come onto your back, just make sure that your spine is nice and flat. Make sure if you have your hair in a ponytail that it's not disrupting the alignment of your neck. And we're going to keep the feet flat on the floor for just a moment. Bend the knees, and we're going to press the feet firmly into the earth while you gently flatten out through the lower back. Right, so we're just releasing through that soft tissue in the low back. Right, so when you do this, you'll notice that your tailbone tips forward ever so slightly. Right, it's a small pelvic tilt. Okay, now very, very gently begin to press your tailbone towards the front of your mat. So it's going to bring you into your neutral spine. Right, which is where you might be able to get your hands underneath you. It's that natural curve in your lower back. So we're going to work with that curve. Okay, pulling the belly button in. On your inhale, begin to take that right knee in towards your chest. And then we'll begin to extend just your right leg up. Okay, so your left leg can stay bent or you can straighten it out. That's totally up to you. I usually do this with my knee bent. Okay, keep the hip bones nice and flat and squared towards the ceiling. So we're focusing on the hamstring here. So you can stay right here. You can take your hands and wrap them around your hamstring. You can gently begin to press in. And make sure that when you're pressing that it's really soft. Right? We don't want to put any stress on the hamstring. We don't want to pull. Right? There's a very big difference between a press and a pull. Right? Pressing is gentle, pull is force. We never want to force. And on the next inhale, we'll slowly begin to extend that leg back up to the ceiling. Take your right hand wherever you can reach on that right leg. Left hand is going to come to the top of your left hip and then drop that left elbow down so you're anchoring your hip. So that you're doing this whether or not your knee is bent or your leg is straight. This is your reminder to keep your hips flat so you don't roll. You soften through that right shoulder, flex that right foot. Take a big deep breath in, and as you exhale without moving that left hip, begin to open your right leg out to the side. Nice, this is a nice little hip opener. Again, soften through the body. We want to make sure that the spine is still nice and elongated, so we're not rolling to the side. Right, you might notice that that left knee rolls out ever so slightly just to help give you stability. That's fine. And we just want to make sure that we're not rolling our body. So our hip bones, that left hip bone is still upright as that right hip is opening. And on the inhale, slowly begin to bring that right leg back to the center. As we exhale, cross the center line of the body with your right leg. Take your left hand to the right shin, and we'll gently begin to bring that right hand out to the side. Right, so you can stay right here. This is going to get you into the outside of your hip, the IT band, which runs from the outside of the knee to the outside of your hip. You can keep that right leg straight You can bend it, right? Really focusing on the outside of the hip side of the glute, right? Where do you need a stretch? Where do you need sensation? Where are you tight? Right? So there's lots of different ranges of motion that you can take. So just find for you what's most comfortable. Make sure that you're breathing. Right? Make sure that your shoulders are really soft. Right? We don't want to tighten the shoulders to stretch the hips. And as we inhale, very slowly beginning to lift that right leg up, we'll bend that right knee. If your left knee is not bent, we're going to bend it and then cross your right ankle above your left knee coming into what's called figure 4. Right? So again, you can stay right here. Hip bones are going to square up towards the top of the mat. Belly is still engaging, so that way we have really good support of the spine. Right? So if this is enough for you, stay right here. Flex through that right foot. Think about pressing that right knee gently out in front of you. Okay, so staying here, or we'll begin to lift the legs towards you, grabbing hold of the legs however it's comfortable for you, into what's called supine pigeon. And so again, you can stay right here and just hug the legs in. You can stretch that right leg up, left leg up. You can reach your hands to the left leg. And again, there's lots of different shapes that you can make. What we want to focus on is what's comfortable. So you're stretching through that left hip here and the left side of your glute. Right, so how do you need to move to find that release for you? And just make sure you're breathing. Now on your next inhale, we'll slowly begin to release that left foot down. Turn your right knee so it's towards your chest. And we're going to slightly bring that knee a little bit more towards the left side of your chest. Okay, so we're going to come into a deeper hip stretch. And so if this is enough for you, stay right here. And so the center of the kneecap is more towards the left side of your chest. Right, so you can stay right here, or begin to lift that left knee underneath so you're stacking the knees over one another. And again, hugging the legs in. And so this is a supine variation of what's called happy cow. So you can stay right here. You can take the left hand to the right shin, right hand to the left shin, and gently press the legs towards you a little bit more. Right? You'll notice it's a deeper sensation going down your leg and getting into the tight places. If that's not enough for you, you can also take your hands underneath your feet. Palms are going to come in towards the arches. Relax your shoulders, and then you open up the feet out to the sides. And pressing the shoulders nice and flat to the earth. And if it's too much, just release. We never want to put our body in a position that we're compromising it. And taking a nice big deep breath in. Exhaling completely, begin to release your hands. Right, keep that right knee in for a second. Begin to release your left foot. Turn that right knee forward. And then release your right foot. And we're going to do that whole sequence on the left side. So again, keeping that right knee bent, foot flat, we'll begin to inhale. Bring that left knee in, and then extend your left leg up. It's again holding onto that leg. It's just a hamstring stretch. And holding onto the legs however it works for you. And you'll probably notice that you're tighter on one side than the other. That is very, very normal. Right, so work with your range of motion on each side. Don't try to even it out. Right, so again, staying here, you can stretch out that right leg. You can take your hands higher up that left leg if it's comfortable. And softening through the shoulders. On your inhale, slowly begin to release that left leg up. Take your right hand, and whether or not that right knee is bent or straight, up to you. Take that right hand, palm down on the hip bone. Drop down that right shoulder. Left hand comes wherever you can reach on your left leg, and we'll gently begin to open the leg out to the side. Just allowing the hip to open. Finding your breath. Again, if you start finding that you're rolling, just lift that leg up, reset yourself flat. Right, there's no set angle that this left leg needs to be. It just is where you can move it easily. On your next inhale, we'll slowly begin to release that left leg up, soften the knee, begin to cross the center line of the body. And taking that right hand to the left shin, left arm is going to just release out. This helps you just stabilize the upper body. And then again, just finding that angle for that stretch through the side of the hip, the side of the glute, hamstring, IT band. And if you're way more dominant on one side of the body, you might find complete different sensations from the left to the right. That's so normal. And then you can play with the angle, you can bend your knee, you can straighten the leg more, again, lift up higher. Again, what you're looking for is just where does it feel good? To inhale, slowly begin to lift that left leg up, bend the knee. If your right knee is, the right leg is extended, bend the knee, and then we'll cross that left ankle above the right knee, flexing that left foot for your figure four. And make sure that your hip bones are pointed up towards the ceiling. Again, staying right here if you need it. Or we'll very, very slowly begin to hug the knees in towards the chest, keeping a slight flex in that left foot if you're able to, making sure there's no pain in the knees. And so again, you can stay here, you can hug those legs in, you can stretch up that right leg, and you can reach your hands wherever you would like. Again, just finding a stretch that really works for you. Your body will always tell you if it's too much. Just make sure that you're listening. Now on your inhale, slowly begin to release that right leg. We'll turn that left knee towards the chest and then slightly move that left knee towards the right side of your chest. And again, if that's enough for you, hang out right here. If you're okay, we'll begin to lift that right knee up underneath the left, coming into your supine happy cow. And again, you can stay here, you can hug those legs in, you can take right hand to left shin, left hand to right shin and hug in, and relax the shoulders down. You can flex your feet a little more, you can take the hands to the bottom of the feet and stretch the shins a little bit more parallel. And it's totally up to you what feels best. And just keeping the breath nice and long, nice and slow, and nice and deep. Inhale, slowly begin to release that right foot slowly, turning that left knee in towards the chest. Release that left foot. We're going to open up your feet towards the sides of your mat, and we're just going to do a little windshield wiper. Okay, so just gently drop the knees slightly towards one side, and then come to the center and go the opposite way. Okay, so this is an internal, external rotation for your hips. Right, so here that left hip
is that internal rotation, that external rotation. The right hip is the internal rotation, right? And then when we switch, now that right hip is the external rotation, left is the internal rotation, right? So this is a really important range of motion for the health of the hips, and especially if you're having chronic tightness in through the hips and the lower back. This is something really, really good to practice. Just make sure there's no pain in the knees, the hips, or the back, right? If there is, you definitely want to get it looked at. Right, again, we just want to stay movable. You know, the next time you come back to the center, we're going to hang out there, slowly walk your feet in, hug the knees into the chest, and just rock side to side or forward and back, whatever feels best for you. We'll open the arms out to your sides like a letter T, and just slowly drop the knees to the right. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. We'll inhale, slowly drawing the knees back into the center. And we'll exhale and gently drop the knees to the other side. Inhale, slowly beginning to draw the knees back in towards the chest, and just beginning to release your feet. We're just going to take a moment to relax, right? So you can keep your legs bent. You can allow the knees to drop in towards one another. You can stretch your legs out if that's comfortable. You can sit if that works better for you. Just take a moment and just settle in. Beginning to close your eyes. Just beginning to bring the attention to the sound of your breath. Nice long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose. Nice long, slow, deep breaths out your nose or your mouth. Just allowing the body to soften. And every time your mind wanders, bring the attention back to the breath. Feeling the belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Beginning to bring the attention back to your physical body. Beginning to bring some slow and gentle wiggles to your fingers and your toes. Slowly beginning to bring some movements to your arms and your legs. We'll just begin to draw the knees in towards your chest. Rocking again side to side or forward and back. And just taking your time, just letting your body roll gently to one side. Just using your arms to help lift you back up to a comfortable seat. And finding a nice long straight spine. Bring the palms together, thumbs into the heart. We're going to take 3 fallout breaths, just inhaling through the nose and exhaling out your mouth. Taking a nice big deep breath in through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. A nice big deep breath in,
Big deep breath out. One more time. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. And just bringing your breath back to normal. Gently reopening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.